Merrimack starting five: Teresa Twardowski, Samantha Page, Heather Rohr, Riley Crampton, and Jillian Waller. And for Bedford, the same starting five that we saw last Friday: Emma Rosenbaum, Allie Morgan, Lizzie Stevenson, Isabella King, and Amanda Jonas. Jonas will jump center, and her opposite number out there, Heather Rohr, a 5'10 sophomore guard, will be jumping center. And we looked at the stats earlier and noted that there is but one senior on this Merrimack team. Jonas wins the tip. Morgan's got the ball. Bedford into the front court, going right to left across your radio dial. And Morgan dribbling with the right hand into the key to Rosenbaum. Now Emma kicks it to Lizzie. Lizzie drives the lane, kicks it back over to Morgan, who drives again, and finally finds a little bit of space, is fouled going up, and it will be a foul a mere 16 seconds into the game.
Nice aggressive move there by Allie Morgan on the first possession. You know, she had that look in her eye last Friday where she was really aggressive on both ends of the court, and that has carried over to tonight.
Allie's first free throw is good. Bulldogs on top 1-0, 16 seconds into the game. And the second one forthcoming from Allie, rattles around, doesn't go. Nice job by Isabella King to try to corral the rebound along the baseline, but unable to do so, knocks it out of bounds. It will be Merrimack ball. And the point guard, Twardowski, will bring the ball up for Merrimack. 5'7", sophomore guard. Now Bedford, I'm going to steal your thunder there in a zone. Now up top, Heather Rohr now over to the far side, back to Twardowski, now back to Crampton on the near side, to the corner to Waller, and Waller guarded closely there by Bedford. They try to get the ball inside, does Merrimack, a scrum, and Lizzie emerges with it. Now Morgan will take it back into the front court for the Bulldogs. Morgan to King, drives baseline, kicks it to Rosenbaum, shot missed. Stevenson the rebound, shot missed. She is fouled and will go to the line and shoot a pair.
You're right, Lauren. Bedford starting in that 2-3 zone defensively, and we haven't seen much zone out of them. So Coach Gibbs experimenting here on this Tuesday night.
First free throw from Lizzie is missed. Bedford now 1 of 3 from the line, leading 1-0. Just getting underway, so if you're hanging out at home and listen to the game, pull up a chair and join us. And if you're driving around town, there are plenty of good seats here. Second one missed by Stevenson, gets her own rebound. Reverse layup is good, and Lizzie misses two, but gets them back the hard way, and the Bulldogs on top 3-0. I think we've had a little bit of everything a minute in. 2 fouls and a 30-second timeout.
That's right, that's right. You know, I've got to ask, Lauren, in your former career broadcasting baseball games, how many times did you use that phrase where you invited the listeners to come on in, there's plenty of open seats?
Occasionally. It's, I mean, the thing about pulling up a chair is straight stolen. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, but nobody here knows it's stolen, and that's the important part. Bedford in their white jerseys, red trim, red numbers, or check that, red numbers, black trim. Merrimack, blue jerseys, white numbers. And Merrimack struggling to inbound the ball. A baseball pass to Riley Crampton. Now to the front court is Merrimack. A shot from the corner. Twardowski's 3 misses. Bedford misplays the rebound. The ball winds up going over to Samantha Page, and Page converts a layup. And the Merrimack Tomahawks now within 1, 3-2, 6:45 left in the first. Stevenson gets a pass from Morgan, goes to the rack, fouled, or check that, shot blocked, ball out of bounds. Stevenson will inbound underneath.
Heather Rohr with that block. Nice help side defense.
Stevenson checking her options, gets Morgan down in the corner, now through the legs. Allie, a 3 from Allie, very nice after that through the legs dribble. And Morgan has 4, and the Bulldogs 6. Lead at 6-2, 6.5 left here in the first. Now Twardowski dribbles with the right. Long hair pulled back, dribbling with the right hand. That is her favored hand, and she's certainly carrying just a little bit. Now dribbling to the left, and she gets a 5-second call, closely guarded by Morgan, and we will go back the other way.
Well, interesting, at that first timeout for Merrimack, Coach Gibbs switched up the defense, and Bedford went back to its traditional man-to-man, and that's what led to that 5-second violation.
Morgan driving with the left, gets it to Jonas up top. She shoots from deep on the line. It misses. Stevenson the rebound. Now dribbles back into the lane. Morgan has a 3, drives, pulls it back, shoots another 3 from up top, misses. And the rebound there to Merrimack, and back the other way, the Tomahawks. Bedford on top 6-2. Just under 6 minutes left in the first. Twardowski dribbling with the right hand, guarded there by Stevenson on the near side. Looking for options. And the 5-second call, no doubt fresh on her mind, kicks it over to the corner, and the shot from Merrimack missed. Jonas fighting for the rebound, and it looks like it was off of Jonas. Twardowski somehow hassled her into knocking the ball out of bounds, so it'll be Merrimack ball underneath. Bedford 6, Merrimack 2. 5:39 left in the first. Twardowski inbounding, nice easy inbound. The shot blocked there by Morgan, a nice block from Allie pursuing late. And then the ball into the front court to Allie, down low to Amanda Jonas. Amanda back to Stevenson driving the lane, now back to Jonas to the corner for 3, misses. Nice job by Isabella King to get that rebound. Puts up a shot, misses. Rosenbaum scraps for a rebound, now drives the lane and is fouled going for a layup. She'll go to the line and Emma will shoot 2.
You know, during that possession, we saw that corner 3 attempt from Amanda Jonas. We haven't seen her attempt many 3-point shots this year, but that looked like a pretty good rhythm on that shot. Just happened to come up off the mark a little bit short.
First free throw from Emma, rattles around. She gets a nice shooter's roll. Makes her first. We have seen Jonas take more deep shots in the first 2 minutes and 41 seconds of this game than we really had all season. And granted, we haven't watched every game, but she took one from the line and one just behind it. Second one from Emma, rattles around, misses. Isabella fights for the rebound, can't get it. Merrimack gets it and is whistled for the travel in the backcourt. An incredulous Merrimack player, Jillian Waller, but she did take a little stutter step. 5:15 left here in the first. Bedford 7, Merrimack 2. The inbound from Morgan to King. A great shot from King, the left-hander, high off the glass, gets it to fall, is fouled. And now she'll be going for a 3-point play to put her team up 8.
Yeah, great body control there by Isabella and just slithering in, and with the smallest of openings, she got it up off the glass with that left hand.
And the second one, or the free throw for the 3-point play made by Isabella. She's got 3. Bulldogs 10, Merrimack 2. Now dribbling quickly into the front court is Waller, trying to get away from the full court press of Rosenbaum. Looking for somebody, anybody. Not a whole lot of options for her, and finally finds Crampton. Crampton dribbles in the lane, kicks it over to Page on the near side. Page hands it to Twardowski. Twardowski, a 5'7" sophomore guard, dribbling with the left hand into the lane, kicks it out. Now driving and kicking it back out again to Page on the near side. Now Page dribbles with the left into the lane, and the shot there is blocked by King, but they say a foul on Isabella. And going to the line and shooting 2 will be Samantha Page.
Page, one of 2 starters for Merrimack that's already picked up 2 fouls. She and Crampton have 2 each.
That first one missed by Samantha Page. She's got the only bucket in the game for the Tomahawks. And Merrimack doing a substitution. Jillian Waller out of the game. And the second free throw made there by Samantha Page, who has 3. The Bulldogs have 10 and lead at 10-3. Long outlet pass down to Emma Rosenbaum, and she makes a 15-footer from the baseline. Rosenbaum has 3. The Bulldogs on top 12-3 in this one. Merrimack quickly getting it into the front court is Crampton, who, as you mentioned before, playing with 2 fouls. Over to the far side to Beluzzi, tries to get it to the middle. Jonas steals it, gets it to Morgan crossing the timeline. Morgan, a crossover dribble, now a bank high off the glass, misses. King gets the rebound, follows. Can't get either of them to follow. King had 2 chances at it. Stevenson the rebound, now to King on the near side. Little 15-footer, just a shade long. Bedford still fighting for the rebound. Emma Rosenbaum doing a whole lot of scrapping down there, but Merrimack ultimately comes out of that possession with the ball. The Tomahawks will go into the front court chasing 9, just under 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Driving baseline, Twardowski, try to pass, the ball knocked away. King with it, Bedford back the other way. Pulls it up, gets it to Morgan. Morgan thought about a 3, didn't take it. Looks to Jonas in the corner, now to Stevenson back up top. Now over to the far corner to King for 3. Isabella's 3 rattles around, and boy, was that a shooter's roll. Isabella gets it to fall, she's got 6. Bulldogs on top 15-3, and a timeout called there by Merrimack, trying to stop the bleeding here. 3:25 left in the first, the Bulldogs up by 12.
Yeah, good start for Bedford, and nice to see Isabella King get that shooter's roll like you mentioned. It was that previous possession where she missed 3 shots on one possession, including 2 layups, which she probably hasn't done since she was 6 or 7 years old. So
yeah, that was, well, on the second one you saw it. if you were watching on TV. If you're listening on the radio, you just have to trust us. But it went across the back iron and fell out, and you never see that either.
It looked like there was no chance it wasn't going to roll in because she shot it up so softly.
It's kind of like you live by the sword, you die by the sword. She made a 3 that rattled around and took a crazy hop and went in, and then she had one that 99 times out of 100 goes in and didn't. So interesting. Of course, we look across the court and we see our basketball luminaries here. The Morgan family, Sean Stevenson, Nick the Greek. I feel like I'm at home.
It's comforting. It's comforting.
Bulldogs on top, 15-3. Maggie's sitting to my left, giving me the look, and I always feel like I have to give Nick the shout out. He's always here.
Well, he's one of the super
fans. Rent. He really is. He should paint his face. I'm going to make that suggestion. Somebody's going to tell him what we're saying. Merrimack to inbound the ball, trailing by 12. Bedford in a full court press, leading 15-3. Merrimack quickly getting the ball into the front court is Veluzzi, and driving the lane. High floater, misses. Stevenson the rebound, back the other way. Bedford on the fast break. It's King from Stevenson, and Isabella King now has 8, and the Bulldogs on top 17-3. Twardowski, a long baseball pass all the way the length of the court, gets it back, tries a layup, and is fouled. I think they're going to say on the floor because ultimately the result of that was a pass.
Yeah, it was an attempted steal by Morgan. I think as she tried to steal it, the ball went out of bounds. So no foul on the play.
There you go. I would have marked it as a foul. Twardowski with the ball on the near side up top. Crossover dribble, guarded closely there by Morgan. A high pick set by Heather Rohr, and Twardowski gets called for a double dribble right after that high pick. And again, a somewhat incredulous expression on her face. After that call, the Bulldogs on top 17-3, 2:45 left here in the first quarter of play. Sophia Mumpini into the game for Bedford, down to the corner. Allie Morgan loses the ball, drives into the lane looking for somebody to kick it to, and before she was able to kick it to anybody, she wound up traveling. She had options when she picked up, and then the options just kind of went away. Inbound to Veluzzi for Merrimack. The Bulldogs on top 17-3. Veluzzi now to Twardowski, the sophomore guard, into the lane. A floater is good, and Teresa Twardowski makes the shot. Second basket of the game for Merrimack. 17-5 Bedford. Stevenson into the front court to Mumpini on the far side. A 3 from Sophia is good. Boy, oh boy, if you have somebody who can shoot that 3 from the corner, it really allows you to space the floor nicely.
Yeah, that's a real weapon because Bedford has a bunch of shooters who can make that shot.
Twardowski quickly into the front court for Merrimack. Drives into the lane, kicks it over to Rohr. The shot blocked there by Stevenson. Merrimack comes up with it. Now the ball kicked back to Twardowski, who takes a 3, misses. Nice job on a box out by Isabella King, who then gets it to Allie Morgan, and Morgan crosses the timeline. The Bulldogs on top 20-5. Morgan drives, kicks it over to Mumpini, looking for her options, looking for Pennick, but nothing there. Now back to Stevenson, back to the corner to Mumpini, drives the baseline. Looked like she might have got hit, lost the ball. Merrimack gets the rebound. It's Veluzzi, who may have double dribbled there, driving the lane. And Veluzzi has the ball knocked away. Mumpini gets it back. Bulldogs on top by 15, 1:18 left in the first. And a long pass to Isabella King, and a fast break bucket for Isabella. And a huge first quarter for her. She's got 10. The Bulldogs have 22 on top 22-5. Merrimack right back with it, back into the front court. Boucher over to Twardowski. Twardowski into the paint. She's going to shoot a little turnaround just inside the free throw line. Pops out like a piece of popcorn. Now the pass from Morgan to Mumpini does not result in a basket. Rebound there to Isabella King. Gets it to Stevenson on top. Crossover dribble now to Isabella King, driving the lane. And Isabella is tackled by about 3 tomahawks and will go to the line. Maybe, unless they say it was on the floor.
You never know, but it looks like we've got the signal for 2 shots coming. And Isabella slowly just amassing points here. She's already got 10. She scored in transition here, her most recent baskets, 1 right-handed, 1 left-handed. And she just, not only does she have a nose for the ball, but she just has a nose for finding an opening and making herself presentable for her teammates to find her in a scoring spot.
Bulldogs 22, Tomahawks 5, 40 seconds left here in the first. And King's second one is good. She's now 2 of 3 on the night with 11 points. Boucher dribbling into the front court. Rolling point is Ellie Boucher, the junior guard forward for Merrimack. Gets it to Jillian Waller up top. Now back to Riley Crampton. Now down to the corner to Boucher again, who got it stuck around her shoulder. And they say she carried the ball. It'll be Bedford ball underneath after that Merrimack turnover. Bulldogs up by 18, 23-5, under half a minute left here in the first. Morgan into the front court. Will now take the high screen from Pennick. Pennick rolls off of it, unable to handle it, gets it over to King. King drives, gets it to Morgan. Morgan shoots a 3 from our side, and up and in. A lovely bounce there for Allie Morgan, and the Bulldogs now have 26, and Merrimack will try to get off a last-second shot, but unable to do so, much to Hansen's dismay. And after the first 8 minutes of basketball, it is Bedford 26 and Merrimack 5. And granted, you and I haven't watched every Bedford game this season, but you'd be hard-pressed to imagine that they've had a higher scoring quarter than 26.
Yeah, excellent start for the Bulldogs. And you could see where a lot of it comes from just on that last possession. You know, we mentioned that Isabella King with that last made free throw gave her 11 points already in the first quarter, but she's the one who set up that three-pointer for Allie Morgan by driving to the free throw line, drawing the double team, because they got to respect Isabella King when she's driving into the paint, and then she was able to kick it out to Morgan for the wide open 3, and her second 3 of the first quarter gave her 7. So it's in large part to King and Morgan with their combined 18 that Bedford was able to get to that 26-point mark in the first quarter.
It was a solid first quarter of scoring for the Bulldogs. As you mentioned, 11 and 7 for the tandem of King and Morgan respectively, and then for Merrimack, 3 from Samantha Page, 2 from Teresa Twardowski. And that is the extent of the scoring for Merrimack. And we talked about it briefly, but this is a very young team that Courtney Cheatham has. The only senior that she has hasn't really seen any significant time at this point. So you're talking a handful of juniors, but you're really building from the bottom up.
Absolutely, only one senior on the team, and meanwhile Bedford only has 2 seniors on the team, but a lot of juniors who've gotten a lot of playing time recently.
Crampton dribbling with the ball for Merrimack, going left to right across your radio dial. Now to Twardowski, now back to Crampton on the far side. Now to Waller down in the corner, back to Crampton. Looking down low to Heather Rohr, and elects to go to the corner to Jillian Waller now. And now looking down low to Rohr. Rohr trying to get it over to Twardowski. Twardowski over to the corner to Page. Page drives baseline, kicks it over, and the shot made there by Jillian Waller. Just enough ball movement really was what freed Waller up on that one, but if you're Merrimack and you're trailing now by 19, you have to score a lot quicker on those possessions.
Yeah, but coaching staff has to be happy with that best possession of the game so far, moving it back and forth side to side on multiple occasions.
Morgan driving into the lane, kicks it over to Jonas on the baseline, 15-footer misses. Bedford fighting for the rebound, can't get it. Merrimack back the other way, and a double dribble called right there on Jillian Waller, and we will go right back the other way after that Merrimack turnover. And those are the things, unfortunately, if you're Coach Cheatham, that leave you scratching your head a little bit. You got a nice fast break opportunity, and you're going right back the other way. Morgan with the ball for Bedford, driving into the lane. Jonas had a pick set for him. Morgan unable to use it, gets it to Jonas, now to Mumpini, now back to Morgan up top. Bulldogs on top by 19, 6:45 left here in the first. Jonas with the ball on the far side to Zoe Michaud, who drives the lane, throws up a jumper from the elbow, misses. Merrimack gets the rebound, and the Tomahawks back the other way. Twardowski driving, kick into the corner, and now dribbling to the middle is Crampton. Now back to Crampton on the far side. Back to the near side to Samantha Page. Page driving baseline. Nice job on D there by Isabella King. The Bulldogs still in that zone. Nice job by Michaud to steal the ball. Gets it to Morgan in the front court. Little stutter step from Allie. Now to Michaud. The shot is short, and Merrimack gets the rebound. Twardowski on that fast break, guarded there by Mumpini, and throws up a shot left-handed that misses, but she was fouled there by Mumpini. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Good hustle there by Mumpini to get back and challenge Twardowski and end up committing a smart foul there, make her earn it at the line.
Twardowski's first one is good. Merrimack's 8th point of the game. Bulldogs on top 26-8. 6 minutes left here in the second period. And now the second one from the sophomore guard. Pops in and out. Jonas gets the rebound. Bedford back the other way. Morgan quickly dribbling into the front court. Left hand gets it into the paint. The shot blocked there by Riley Crampton. And the Bulldogs will get the ball underneath with their 18-point lead. Bedford looking to run an inbounds play. Morgan looking for options. There aren't a whole lot of options, and unfortunately for the Bulldogs, took a little bit too long. Morgan and the Bulldogs turn it over. Merrimack ball underneath. 26-8 Bedford, right back the other way. Twardowski with the ball, dribbling with the right hand, guarded by Isabella King. Nice high pick set. Now over to the corner to Samantha Page. Page gets it back up top to Twardowski, looking for any option she's got, and there aren't a whole lot. Shoots a three, and that one caught nothing but the net. Twardowski makes a shot. She's now got 6, 26-11 Bedford. And as hot as that first quarter was, as Morgan shoots a high three, misses. King fights for the rebound, can't get it. The rebound there to Page. Long pass to Waller on the fast break. And Waller gets the shot to fall and is fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, a quick little run here. Just what Merrimack needed, and Coach Gibbs is going to call timeout and talk it over with the Bulldogs.
We had a score of 26-5 after the first quarter. And Merrimack now on an 8-0 run. As hot as the Bulldogs were in the first 8 minutes of play, 2:49 into the second, they haven't made a bucket.
Yeah, you know, we had that unforced error on that inbounds play. And then just these last 2 possessions, exactly what Merrimack needed. They finally got that first 3-pointer of the night to fall with Twardowski. You know, they'd had 3 attempts before that looked pretty good, just didn't go down. And then after she made that, to get that turnover and nice athletic play with the long pass ahead to Waller, Coach Cheatham's got to be feeling much better about the Tomahawks' performance here in the second quarter.
So Merrimack will go to the line and attempt to convert a 3-point play. Jillian Waller. The foul called there on Allie Morgan. That is Allie's first. And Waller's free throw misses. King with the rebound to Stevenson. Crosses into the front court. A substitution for Bedford. Rosenbaum in, replacing Michaud. Now the ball down low to Jonas. And they say it was knocked away there by Merrimack, and it will be Bulldog ball underneath. The starting 5 for Bedford back into the ball game, trying to right the ship as Merrimack's on this 8-0 run. Morgan looking for Jonas down low and tried to get it over to Morgan coming back in bounds, and they said that Jonas traveled along the way, so it will be Merrimack ball after that Bedford turnover.
Yeah, it looked like she just did a little double hop after receiving the pass. She got airborne to try and pass it back to Morgan, but came back to the floor before she released the ball.
Riley Crampton dribbling the ball for Merrimack. Crossover dribble, now looking to the near side, trying to get anything she can going. Looks back up top to Twardowski. A deep 3 from Twardowski from about 25, and it is well short. And that will result in Bedford ball and a turnover by Merrimack, and Bedford right back the other way. Morgan quickly into the front court. Gets it over to Stevenson on the far side. Now back to Morgan. Now back to King up top. She's got an open 3. Elects not to take it. Back to Morgan on the near side. Crossover dribble. Gets it to Stevenson. Back on our side. Stevenson driving the lane, looking for options. And the shot blocked there by Heather Rohr, but they say that Rohr committed a foul. And as you would expect, a roar from the Merrimack faithful, wondering why that was a foul call.
Yeah, there are a number of Tomahawk fans who've made the trek over to the Bulldog gym. But I thought Lizzie got hit on the body there from behind as she was driving through the lane.
And I did assess it to the wrong person. The foul call there on Emma Veluzzi. Maybe. That may have been what he was just correcting.
Scoreboard has yet to be updated.
And the second one from Lizzie rattles around, misses. Jonas had a shot at the rebound. Merrimack had a shot at the rebound, and it is off of Bedford. Merrimack ball, so I'm going to assume that, I don't know, I'm going to leave that one on Rohr, I guess.
I'm going to give that one to Rohr.
Dribbling is Twardowski. Back into the offensive end for Merrimack. Gets it over to the far side to Page. Page driving the lane. Guarded there. Kicks it over to the corner to Veluzzi. The three-point misses. Nice job by King on that box out. And gets it to Morgan. Bedford quickly into the front court. Morgan to Stevenson into the paint. And a little floater in the lane by Lizzie Stevenson is good. And the Bulldogs on top 29-13. 3:46 left in the first half, I should say. And right back the other way is Merrimack. Samantha Page trying a fast break basket. And Jonas blocked the shot. Might have gotten a little bit of body. Might have gotten away with one.
Well, excellent defensive play just to get into position,
yes,
and then to block it with the left hand. Really nicely done by Amanda.
Twardowski with the ball for Merrimack. Now gets it over to Riley Crampton. Back to Twardowski up top. Crampton with the ball on the near side, guarded by Lizzie Stevenson. Nice high pick there set by Jillian Waller. The ball knocked away by Amanda Jonas, but a foul called on Jonas. It'll be Merrimack ball on the side after the fourth foul of the first half against the Bulldogs. So Merrimack to inbound. It'll be Page catching it at full stride. Trying a layup, misses the shot. Fouled there by Jonas. And those are the things that go from bad to worse. She had no fouls up until about 5 seconds ago on the clock.
Up until you jinxed her on the block, no foul call.
Right. Now Jonas has two. Bulldogs lead at 29-13, 3:24 left in the first half. Merrimack shoots a three, does Twardowski, misses the shot. Stevenson the rebound. Bedford back the other way. Ball to Morgan, now into the front court, down to Jonas. Jonas, a nice little floater from about 10 feet from the block. And gets it to fall, does Amanda. And the Bulldogs increase their lead back to 18. Page drives the baseline. King does a nice job getting in front of her, knocks the ball away. They'll say that the ball was off King. And it will be Merrimack ball underneath. Substitutions for Bedford. Jonas, Morgan out, Braga, Pennick in. And now Merrimack with the ball. Twardowski with it up top. Looking at her options. Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. 31-13. Bedford on top. Ball kicked to Rohr. Now down to the corner to Twardowski. She is literally everywhere. Over to the corner now to Crampton. Now back to Samantha Page. And Page's little floater is good. She now has 5 in the game. And the Bulldogs see their lead cut to 31-15. Stevenson quickly dribbling into the front court. Now to King. King driving the baseline. Tried to find Pennick. Couldn't. The ball stolen there by Merrimack. Twardowski on the fast break for the Tomahawks. A little floater high off the glass. Misses. And Bedford had a shot at the rebound. Knocks the ball out of bounds. And it will be Merrimack ball underneath. The Bulldogs on top by 16. 31-15. Dribbling with the left hand, Samantha Page. Nice spin move. Shoots high off the glass. Shot doesn't fall. Bedford gets the rebound, does Braga. And as she is attempting to dribble, Riley Crampton stuck her hand in the cookie jar. And Crampton there called for her third foul here in the first half.
Looks like that's going to prompt a substitution for the Tomahawks, as Shannon Sadwani checks in for the first time, along with Emma Veluzzi back in the game.
So Sadwani in, Crampton out, Veluzzi in for Merrimack as well. And to the line to shoot will be Braga, misses the shot. And a little scrum down low after that rebound. Pennick winds up with a foul called on her. And that is the 5th foul here in the first half for the Bulldogs, who lead at 31-15. They've been outscored in this quarter though, 10-5. And right back the other way is Merrimack. Veluzzi over to Sadwani, driving the lane, lost control of the ball. Rosenbaum picks it up. Both of them fight for it, and a jump ball is called. It will be Bedford ball underneath. Bulldogs on top by 16. Stevenson dribbling into the front court. Tried to get it to Mumpini. The ball stolen there. And Mumpini and Page fighting for the ball on the floor. And a jump ball called there. It will be Merrimack ball. Bedford got the last one. Velusi dribbling into the front court, gets it over to the near side to Sadwani, dribbling with the left hand. Now over to Boucher, down low to Page. Page, a spin move to the corner to Sadwani. Took her a long time to get the shot off, misses the shot. Braga almost blocked it on that late pursuit. Stevenson with the rebound, driving into the lane, and a block called there on Merrimack. I believe that one's going to be assessed to Emma Velusi.
That's going to be the 8th team foul on Merrimack, so Stevenson will get a 1-and-1.
Lizzie with 5 in the game so far. And misses the first one. Merrimack gets the rebound. Right back the other way is Velusi. Nice crossover dribble. Stevenson dives after it. Merrimack gets it down to the corner to Sadwani, who drives the baseline. And they say that a foul was committed down there by Marina Braga. And that is the 6th team foul for Bedford, the first against Braga. The Bulldogs on top 31-15. 70 seconds remain here in the first half. So that must have been the 7th one, I was going to say. Sadwani makes her first free throw, the freshman guard. And now the second one from Sadwani is missed. Emma Rosenbaum gets the rebound for Bedford. And Merrimack fouls her somewhat unnecessarily in the backcourt. And Rosenbaum will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1.
Yeah, that was a gift by the Tomahawks because Rosenbaum was in trouble there. Thought she almost traveled while dealing with that double team. And of course the 10-second violation was the next challenge Bedford had to overcome. But instead the foul sends Rosenbaum to the line for 1-and-1.
It's always enjoyable when teams go back and forth across the court shooting free throws. Rosenbaum misses the free throw. Bulldogs on top 31-16. The rebound to Merrimack. The ball stolen by Rosenbaum, and quickly a double dribble called against Emma, and it will be Merrimack ball.
It's a special treat when you get the free throw parade in both halves.
Yes. We would hope that would not be the case here. Page with the ball on the baseline for Merrimack. Nice D there by Mumpini. Ball to Velusi up top. A spin move guarded there by Stevenson. Now over to the corner to Sadwani, driving the lane. Nice job to penetrate there. Tried the layup, missed it, but was fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2. The foul called there on Sophia Mumpini, and that is her second. Sadwani's first one is good. And the Bulldogs see their lead cut to 31-17. 47 seconds remain here in the first half. Sadwani makes the second one. She's now 3 of 4 from the line. And the Bulldogs have been outscored in this quarter 13-5. So Courtney Cheatham and the Merrimack Tomahawks have figured something out at this point. Stevenson driving into the lane, kicks it over to the corner to Rosenbaum, drives the baseline. They say that she was fouled somewhere along the way. And she will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1.
Call there going against Ellie Boucher. Her first 10th team foul, so Rosenbaum gets 2 free throws.
She makes the first one. The Bulldogs now 6 of 13 so far in the game, make that 7 of 14. So 50% for Bedford. And Merrimack back the other way, 33-18, the Bulldogs on top. Boucher with the ball on the near side. Nice move, kicks it, tried to get over to the corner. Ball stolen by Lizzie Stevenson. Bedford pressing the issue back the other way. 20 seconds left here in the first half. The ball to Pennick. Pennick shoots from the elbow. High off the glass. I wonder if she called it. It really doesn't matter anyway. Bulldogs now lead at 35-18 after that bucket from the freshman. And Velusi and the Tomahawks back the other way, trying to get a last-second shot. Sadwani throws up a desperation one from the elbow. It misses, and the Bulldogs end the half on a nice little run, as things were, considering the complexion of that second quarter. The Bulldogs at one point had seen their lead cut to 31-17. Merrimack had been on a 14-5 run, and now right back the other way. Bedford comes back with a couple late points, closes on a 4-1 run. So.
Yeah, it's a little stronger end to the second quarter there for Bedford, but the thing with Merrimack is, as the game went on in the first half, you got a chance to see that they do have a bunch of talented players, and you can see how they have an 8-5 record coming into tonight. And if not for a couple bad bounces, the score could be a lot closer. You mentioned earlier that Twardowski was basically everywhere, and she finished with 6 points, but she easily could have been in double figures. She had a couple bad rolls there. So all in all, Bedford has to feel good to go in here up 17 after not their strongest second quarter.
So our scorers in the first half, Isabella King on top of things. She's got 11 for the Bulldogs. Allie Morgan with 7. Lizzie Stevenson, Emma Rosenbaum with 5 apiece. Sophia Mumpini with 3. Catherine Pennick and Amanda Jonas with 2 apiece for the Bulldogs. And then for Merrimack on the other side, Teresa Twardowski with 6. Samantha Page with 5. Shannon Sadwani came into the ballgame late, got 3 points all by way of the free throw. She's got 3. And Jillian Waller has 4 for the Merrimack Tomahawks.
With Bedford leading 35-18, I'm Andrew Hansen alongside Lauren Fox. And for those of you who don't know, Lauren Fox has a clause in his contract whereby he can sit out the third quarter as the color commentator.
Yep.
He's elected to do that tonight. So I'll call the action here in the third quarter. First possession for Bedford. Jonas gets it in the post, and a nice righty hook shot off the glass gives Bedford a 37-18 lead.
It doesn't mean I don't have to keep stats, though.
You do have to continue to keep stats.
I did forget that.
Twardowski drives the baseline for Merrimack, and a nice little scoop goes in. So she starts the third quarter off on the right foot, and that gives her 8 on the contest. King has the ball on the left wing. They try to get it to Rosenbaum in the post, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bedford's ball there. 7:17 left in the third quarter. Bedford looking to go to 11-2 on the season. Samantha King and Morgan play the two-man game. Rosenbaum misses with the left. Ball tipped back, and Merrimack has it. And here comes Samantha Page for the Tomahawks. Crampton works it on the left wing. Ball swung around to Page. She drives against Stevenson, and Stevenson knocks the ball out of bounds and goes and retrieves it for the official.
Bedford's been doing a nice job on defense all night tonight, and one thing that we've seen over and over again is their pursuit on 50-50 balls.
Very aggressive indeed. Merrimack inbounds the ball. Page works left off a pick, now into the paint. And she's called for the travel as she got airborne, and tough defense by Bedford took away her options. So the turnover gets the ball back to Bedford with a 37-20 lead, 6:40 left in the third quarter. Allie Morgan brings it across the timeline, finds Stevenson on the right wing. Now Rosenbaum tries to get it to Jonas, but the ball is stolen by Merrimack. And Page is stopped by Morgan. So they'll reset the offense. Nice crossover by Page. Ball swung to the top. Waller with the open 3, off the mark. Ball out of bounds, and it'll be Bedford's ball.
And it's been interesting for Merrimack when they changed up who they were using as the primary point guard. When it was Twardowski early in the game, they were struggling to get an offense going. When they changed it up, and now it's kind of a cast of thousands, it really has gone differently for Merrimack, a little bit improved.
Well, 2 misses there on the possession for Bedford, and a third miss by King. And we've got a foul, loose ball foul called. That's going to be Amanda Jonas's third. First foul of the second half. Merrimack trying to cut into this 17-point lead. Just under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Crampton gets it toward Arski in the corner. Three-pointer is short. Rosenbaum able to save the rebound to Stevenson, who gets it over half court. Finds King in the corner for three. Just long. Rosenbaum with the rebound and putback. It's good.
Nice job by Emma there to get position, but Merrimack really didn't seal her off either.
Page quickly back for Merrimack. Baseline jumper no good from Waller. And Morgan pushes up the right side. Can't quite get all the way to the rim. It's blocked by Crampton. She finds Waller. And Waller scores for Merrimack in transition.
Crampton really came alive on that one. Nice pass to Waller to get that bucket for Merrimack.
Lauren's happy now with his color commentary.
I had to get that one in. Harry's just sitting there shaking his head.
Harry.
I got dad jokes for days, man.
Harry Kozlowski, our radio producer on 105.1, working from home today.
Yes. This is what the internet can do. It's amazing.
Meanwhile, Coach Gibbs chatting it over with the Bulldogs. They still lead by 17. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
What you always have to be leery of, though, if you're the Bulldogs or any team that jumps out to a big lead as they did, they were up 26-5. You need to be careful that you don't fall into bad habits for the remaining 24 minutes of the game. Since that 26-5 lead, the Bulldogs have been outscored 17-13.
Coach Gibbs certainly wants them to get back on track here. They get the ball into Jonas. She avoids the double team. Stevenson finds an opening, but her shot is blocked by Page, and here comes Waller with a chance for another bucket. What a great defensive play by King, though. The recovery block. And now Page runs it in and banks it off the glass. Looks like we're going to have an and one for Samantha Page. She now has 7 points. And Lauren, did you catch who they called that foul on? Looks like it went for Rosenbaum.
It was called on Emma, but
first.
An interesting fast break on that one for Merrimack. Waller had it. Crampton just didn't have enough separation from her. If she did, I think she would have made a different choice given how quickly King was pursuing.
So Bedford's lead down to 14. Jonas has it in the right corner. Her jumper is no good. Waller pulls down the rebound for the Tomahawks. Pushes it hard. Gets it into the corner to Crampton. Now Twardowski up top, guarded by Stevenson. Working hard to find an opening. Gives it up to Waller. She's watched by Emma Rosenbaum. Now Waller picks up her dribble. Gets it over to Page. She goes to the baseline. Shot initially blocked by Emma Rosenbaum, but then they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Allie Morgan, who came over to help. And indeed, that's Allie's second foul tonight. So Samantha Page will go to the line for two. That one is pure. Emma Veluzzi checks in for the Tomahawks, replacing Jillian Waller. Second free throw is also good from Samantha Page.
Bulldogs, who at one point led by 21, see their lead cut to 12. Now it's back to 14 after that jumper by Lizzie.
Yeah, nice dribble handoff by Allie Morgan to set up that mid-range jumper. Now Twardowski starts the offense for Merrimack. Uses the pick, hands it off to Page. Pass down low, recovered, but then thrown away. Allie Morgan's sprinting and diving for it. Nice aggressive play, and it's going to be Bedford ball with a lot of excitement on the Bedford bench. Everybody cheering that hustle play from the point guard, Allie Morgan.
I think what happened is Morgan knocked it off of the Merrimack player who was there before they both went crashing into the chairs down the line.
Just in time. And Isabella King strokes a nice jumper from the left wing, giving her 13 points and extending Bedford's lead back to 16, 43-27. Pass into the post is stolen by Allie Morgan. And she'll start the transition for the Bulldogs. Pass to the right corner for Lizzie Stevenson, and she scores just inside the three-point line. Her long two gives Bedford an 18-point lead. And that's going to prompt Coach Cheatham to call a timeout for the Tomahawks. 2:43 left in the third quarter. Bedford leading 45-27.
And that was an intelligently called timeout. The team had gotten within 12. They were at 39-27. The Bulldogs have run off 6 of their own since. Now it's 45-27. What you're trying to do if you're Coach Cheatham here is just, hey, we're just trying to right the ship. The things that we were doing before, we can still do, but don't let that 6-point run kind of cloud the rest of the game for you. You still got to keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, they want to keep chipping away and stay within striking distance, because a couple three-pointers and a bucket, and all of a sudden this could be a 9 or 10-point game. You know, we watched right before the third quarter, there's a lot of Merrimack players shooting threes and shooting well. So they've got the talent, and they've just got to hope to find a way to get on a little bit of a run here. For Bedford, you're right. It's about having the mentality of playing your best on every possession and extending this lead, because since that 26-5 start, it's been more or less even scoring since then.
Yes, and for the Bulldogs, that first quarter to me feels like more of what we usually see from them, more of what we would expect. The next 2 quarters really have been more of an anomaly.
So Merrimack's ball, inbounded to Page. She's guarded by Samantha King. Twardowski open for 3, but she had one extra step in there. They didn't give her the James Harden treatment. They called that 3-step move, and shot didn't take place.
It's the Artesia step that Harden gets.
Allie Morgan starts it again for Bedford. Merrimack playing man-to-man. Morgan directing traffic. Tries to get it to the left wing, where Emma Rosenbaum was guarded tightly, and the ball out of bounds off of Bedford. Samantha D'Amico checks in for Merrimack, replacing Heather Rohr.
And that is the first we've seen D'Amico, who's the lone senior on this Tomahawk roster, too.
Twardowski in the left corner, guarded closely by Morgan. Gets open at the top of the key. Three-pointer just short. Out of bounds to Bedford.
We've seen it on a number of occasions. Merrimack with some double dribbles, travels, things along those lines that are sort of the hallmarks of a less experienced team. And they would be one that I would think might be able to make a bit of a postseason run as well.
They're gaining valuable experience against this Bedford team, who's near the top of the Division I standings. Nice spin move from King, and her shot off the glass is good. Bedford's lead now 20, 47-27. Veluzzi has it for Merrimack. Over to the right corner for Twardowski. She works it back up. Now Veluzzi drives the baseline. Finds D'Amico at the foul line. Her shot is off. King grabs the rebound. Pushes up the left side. Now finds Morgan in the middle. She drives with her left all the way to the basket and scores.
And that's Allie's first basket here in the second half. She's got 9.
Veluzzi back quickly for Merrimack. And D'Amico finds an opening in the paint and scores on a nice bounce pass from Samantha Page.
And that stops a Bedford 10-0 run right there.
Stevenson working hard to find an opening. Kicks it out to Morgan. Now Lizzie, nice lob pass to Jonas. That's worth 2. Jonas now has 6.
And if Jonas is able to create that separation with her body, get a little bit of space, that little floating pass is really an easy bucket for her.
Yeah, not much you can do to defend that. Morgan gets a hand on it. Now it's back to Twardowski in the left corner. Another 3 is off. Another rebound from King. 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Rosenbaum takes a three from the left wing. That's short. Battle for the rebound goes to Stevenson. And she pulls up for 10 feet, no good. Rebound to Merrimack, and they're going to call a hold on Jonas. 10-yard penalty, her fourth.
And it is interesting to watch Isabella King play. She is only a sophomore, but she plays older.
She really does, and she plays so smoothly. She's never rushing. She really knows what she's doing and what she wants and how to get there. 10 seconds left in the third. Veluzzi has it for Merrimack. Over to Sadwani. Got to hurry. D'Amico gets one off. Her three is just short at the buzzer. And Bedford's going to close out the third quarter with a 22-point lead, 51-29.
So the Bulldogs righted the ship there. They went into the quarter with a 35-18 lead and wound up outscoring Merrimack 16-11, which is a bit more what we had become accustomed to from the Bulldogs. That second quarter where they got outscored 13-9, it looked funny. They really never got into sync on offense. This quarter they did, and it really starts with the defense and it starts with rebounding.
Yeah, King had a couple of nice rebounds there where, again, she just shows her nose for the ball and anticipating where the rebound's going to go. And that's the nice thing about her, as really the type of player who you would categorize as a small forward due to her size and length, but she has all the skills of a guard. So she can rebound that ball and start the break. And it doesn't always have to be Stevenson and Morgan handling the ball.
She's the Justin O'Neill of the girls' team.
Yes.
The point forward. The Roderick Rhodes. So we're down to our last 8 minutes of play. The Bulldogs leading Merrimack 51-29. At the end of the first quarter, they led 26-5. So they've pretty much played even up since then. And Merrimack will inbound the ball to start things off, and the clock will start cranking. The clock is not Merrimack's friend. Sadwani dribbles into the lane. Floater misses. Saved underneath by Merrimack to Sadwani. Gets it to D'Amico. Now to Crampton. Now to the corner to Page. Page tattooing a dribble into the ground. Back to Crampton up top to Veluzzi on the far side. Veluzzi driving into the lane to the corner to Frampton. And that shot just a little bit long from Crampton. Morgan gets the rebound. Bedford back the other way. The fast break pass from Morgan to Rosenbaum. Out of the mittens of Rosenbaum. And it will be Merrimack ball. 7:25 left in the game. The Bulldogs on top by 22.
That was Sophia Mumpini going for a save like Morgan. Didn't work that time, but good hustle.
Morgan looked like a bowling ball taking out those chairs. You're more concerned a player's going to get hurt in a situation like that than anything else. Page directing traffic. A lot of Merrimack players over there on the far side. Now Veluzzi dribbles, and they will say that she pulled up her dribble and dragged that right foot. And that's what it looked like from here, from our vantage point. The catbird seat. And now Bedford back the other way. 7 minutes left here in the game. Stevenson about to check in for the Bulldogs. Morgan's entry pass to King, stolen. Merrimack back the other way. Veluzzi has her pass literally kicked away by Morgan. And it will be Merrimack ball on the far side. 6:54 left in the game.
Yeah, Bedford tried that lob pass to King that worked so well to Jonas last quarter, but nice help defense from Merrimack led to that steal.
51-29 Bedford. 6:45 left here in the game. Ball over to the near side to DeBillis, now to Crampton, driving the lane, kicks it over to DeBillis outside the three-point line. Driving the lane is DeBillis, left-handed shot, misses off the backboard. Pennick with the rebound to Sydney Suazo into the game for Bedford, the freshman guard. Driving the lane, looking for somebody to kick to. Her shot blocked. Pennick had a chance to pick it up, couldn't. Crampton with the ball. Now back the other way is Veluzzi, and Veluzzi to Page to DeBillis. Her three is long. Pennick with the rebound for Bedford, the freshman. And now Stevenson with the ball. She'll bring it up for the Bulldogs, leading by 22. 6 minutes left in the game. Entry pass to Mumpini, stolen there by Crampton. Back the other way, Merrimack. This thing has turned into a complete track meet And now Paige drives the lane, throws up a left-handed shot, but was fouled along the way, and will go to the line and shoot 2. Fouled there by Sydney Suazo, her first. And a timeout called by Bedford there. 5:56 left in the game. With Bedford up 22, we are seeing some new faces for Merrimack, players that we haven't seen before to bill us into the game. The sophomore guard for Merrimack, as well as their senior Samantha D'Amico. And the Bulldogs also doing the same, bringing Sydney Suazo back into the ballgame as well.
Yeah, they are. And, I noticed at halftime that Bedford actually had every player dressed tonight get action in the first half. So good opportunity for all the Bulldogs to get game action here on Tuesday. This Friday, Bedford will be playing at Exeter, who is 6-6.
And in case you are interested, the boys are here Friday night as well, playing against Exeter, who is, I believe, undefeated at this point in the season.
Undefeated at 10-0.
Yep. So it will be a test of the boys basketball team's mettle at this point in the season. Exeter is tough. The Bulldogs, we've seen them play very well this year, and you never know at what point you can really turn your season around with one game as Samantha Paige makes her first free throw. Bulldogs on top 51-30. Now the second one comes from Paige. Made. She's got 12. Suazo will bring the ball up court for Bedford, slowing things down a little bit to Stevenson on the near side. Stevenson looking around, sees the center of the court part, and gets it over to King on the baseline. Little 15-foot floater from Isabella is good. She's got 17. Bulldogs increase their lead to 53-31. And right back the other way, Merrimack, a fast break basket, missed. Rebound there to Sydney Suazo. Gets it to Stevenson. She'll break that full court press, gets it to Pennick, and Pennick shoots from the free throw line. Pennick's shot is good. That's her second basket. She's got 4. Bulldogs have their biggest lead of the game, 24.
That's what Pennick does. She makes 15-foot jump shots.
Yes.
She's had 2 tonight, and we saw her make multiple shots like that down at Londonderry as well.
It will be interesting to watch the Bulldogs this year because, of course, they have some good players, but you think about next year, too, where you look at some of these players who are gaining really valuable experience. Allie Morgan will be a senior. King will be a junior. Pennick will be a sophomore. The 2 of them down there, Jonas will be a senior. Like, that will be really a team to reckon with next year as well, and it's already a tough team, too. Suazo with the ball to Mumpini on the far side, driving the lane, knocks a Merrimack player down, falls to the court. Looked like she got her wrist, did Sophia Mumpini. And the trainer for Bedford summoned to the court as Mumpini fell from high and is now holding her wrist up high.
You never want to see that after a player is airborne. I can attest to suffering a wrist injury after going up at the basket. It can happen pretty easily when you fall in an awkward angle, an awkward position to the floor.
You're just trying to hold yourself up there. The Bulldogs, at this point, too, have their biggest lead of the game. They're up 24, 55-31, 4:54 left in the game. And trainer Eric Gelinas is summoned immediately by Kevin Gibbs to come and take care of the Bedford freshman Mumpini, who is now escorted off the court by Gelinas. Rosenbaum will head back into the game for Bedford. Sometimes it's scarier than anything else, too. When it first happens, you have the pain, but also you're crashing to the ground.
Especially if it's a sharp pain. And so we'll just have to wait and see if it's anything serious.
So now Isabella King will go to the line and is shooting for Mumpini, I believe. Is that correct?
Actually, Mumpini
I miss on the back
she was
end
out of the play. King got the rebound, and she was about to go back up, and they called her foul in the act of shooting.
So King will now make her second one. That gives her 19 on the game. 4 of 5 from the line is Isabella. And Merrimack bringing the ball onto the front court. is DeBillis. Back up top to Rohr, now back down to the left corner to DeBillis. DeBillis drives, kicks it over to the corner, and the pass to Sadwani is awry, and the Bulldogs will attempt to increase their 26-point lead. They're on top 57-31. Dribbling is Lizzie Stevenson, driving into the lane, kicks it up top to King. King's shot just short, and Sadwani gets the rebound, quickly driving into the front court for Merrimack. The shot missed by Crampton. King gets the rebound. Bedford right back the other way is Stevenson.
Nice to see Stevenson getting a chance to run the point a little bit. Good experience for her.
She is very effective there too, and it will also relieve the Bulldogs just in case Allie Morgan winds up getting in foul trouble in any game and you really need somebody else to handle the ball. You have somebody like that, Lizzie, who can shoot or who can drive and then pulls up and shoots a little 15-footer from the elbow for a bucket too.
Yeah, she may be Bedford's most versatile player in terms of shooting from the outside and also penetrating and scoring herself.
Entry pass from Merrimack, knocked away by Isabella King. Stevenson with the ball, driving into the front court with the right hand. Bounce pass to Pennick. I don't think Pennick was expecting it. It was a nice pass, but Pennick not quite ready. And it's out of bounds on Bedford. 59-31 Bulldogs, again, their biggest lead of the game. 3:37 remain here in the game. And now Merrimack brings the ball up. DeBillis to the far side to Sadwani, driving the baseline. Throws up a little floater, misses. And following and getting the bucket, the sophomore guard forward, Olivia Cody. And Bedford right back the other way. Pass to King, little finger roll, misses the shot. Rebound there to Heather Rohr. And Merrimack back the other way. Ava Gaudette got in the way of a steaming Riley Crampton. And the foul will be assessed there on Gaudette.
Ava's first foul is Bedford's 6th of the second half.
And going to the line, shooting two is Crampton. She makes her first point of the game. She's been playing since late in the first quarter with 3 fouls and has not had another one called on her. Makes her second free throw to Crampton. 59-35 Bedford, 3 minutes left here in the game. Suazo over to King on the far side. Pick set by Gaudette. Now back up top to Gaudette from King. Dribbling with the left hand, gets it over to King. King driving, kicking. Now gets the pass back from Michaud. The shot there from Pennick off the pass from King is missed. And a nice play by King to steal the ball. Gaudette, or check that, Michaud had a shot at a little 10-footer, misses. King gets the rebound. And Isabella picking up the scraps, now has 21 in the game. And right back the other way, Merrimack. DeBillis, the sophomore guard, gets it back up top to Rohr, now to Cody. Cody travels, and it'll be Bedford ball going back the other way. Cody's feet just got a little bit ahead of her brain. Happens to all of us.
Yeah, she turned and was looking at Isabella King, and King helped force that turnover. Now she checks out of the game with 21, probably ending her night as Braga checks back in.
Suazo driving the lane, floater misses. Pennick fights for the rebound. Bulldogs on top 61-35, just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. Nice play by Suazo, or nice try by Suazo, guarding Sadwani there. Now the ball down low, kicked over to Crampton in the corner, now back over to Cody, and Cody makes another bucket. She's got 4, 61-37 Bedford. And Cody came into the game about a minute ago. She's already got 4 points. The ball down low to Pennick. Nice little left-handed floater from the lane. Catherine Pennick now with 6. Right back the other way, Merrimack. Crampton. Now Rohr. DeBillis with the ball. DeBillis driving the lane, the left hand. Now back down to the corner to Sadwani. Sadwani a deep 3. And Sadwani makes her first bucket of the game to go along with 3 free throws. She's now got 6. The Bulldogs see their lead cut to 63-40. 1:15 left in the game. Gaudette loses the ball, guarded there by Sadwani. And a nice job by Ava to pick it up, and was dribbling, and Sadwani wound up fouling her.
Just the second team foul on Merrimack.
So Bedford will inbound the ball on the far side. New faces in the game for Merrimack as well. Boucher and Veluzzi. replacing Rohr and Crampton. And the inbound pass to Suazo is knocked away, and the last person to touch it was Suazo. Minute 10 left here in the game. Bulldogs on top 63-40. Merrimack gets the ball down to the corners. Sadwani now kicked over to DeBillis. A deep three from DeBillis is good. Lily DeBillis gets her first bucket of the game. 63-43 Bedford. Now it's Michaud trying to get it over to Pennick. And it looked like it might have been off the hand of Sadwani, and they said nope. Straight off of Bedford. So
Coach Cheatham asking, where were all these threes earlier in the game?
Right, seriously. 63-43, the Bulldogs on top. Veluzzi dribbling, now gets it back up top to DeBillis. DeBillis, the crossover, now kicks it over to the near side to Boucher. Boucher throws it off the glass, shot misses. Rohr picks up the rebound, or rather Cody. Now she's got 6, and the Bulldogs see their lead cut to 53-45. Ball to Gaudette over on the far side, now to Suazo. Head fake, dribble, now back to Gaudette along the baseline. The shot missed. Rebound there to Merrimack. Boucher with the ball, going back the other way, knocking the ball away is Braga. Not going to let them have an easy basket even with 9 seconds left. Bulldogs on top 63-45. 9 seconds remaining in the game. DeBillis to inbound for Merrimack. Ball stolen there by Suazo. Clock running down. Suazo controls the dribble. And as the clock is about to expire, gets it to Gaudette up top. Knocked away there by Sadwani. And that will be it. But the Bulldogs, after storming out to a 26-5 first quarter lead, ultimately saw their lead as big as 28. And finally won by 18, 63-45 the final.
Yeah, Merrimack had a nice run there at the end of the fourth quarter where Cody came off the bench and had 6, and they got those 2 3-pointers to make the final score a little bit closer than the game may have indicated.
So taking a look as the teams exchange the post-game handshakes, we'll get you up to speed on some of the scoring. For Bedford, the high scorer in the game, the high scorer for the Bulldogs was Isabella King. She had 11 in the first, 21 in the second, or 10 in the second. That would be a record. For a total of 21 in the game. Lizzie Stevenson with 11 for the Bulldogs. Pennick and Amanda Jonas with 6 apiece. Allie Morgan with 9. Emma Rosenbaum with 7. Sophia Mumpini with 3 as well before she left after looking like she jammed her wrist a bit. And of course, we certainly wish a speedy recovery to her. Hope she doesn't miss any time. And then on the other side for Merrimack, Samantha Page led the way for the Tomahawks with 12. Teresa Twardowski with 8. Shannon Sadwani with 6, as well as Olivia Cody in late time. Jillian Waller with 4. Heather Rohr, or check that, Lily DeBillis with 3. And Samantha D'Amico and Riley Crampton both with 2 apiece for the Merrimack Tomahawks. But Andrew, we saw Bedford come out like gangbusters in the first half, and Merrimack really didn't have an answer. After that, Merrimack outscored them, but of course you got to play 4 quarters.
Yeah, you do, and Bedford had such a cushion after that first quarter that there was little risk of losing the game, and that's what they're going to look back on most fondly is how they performed in that first quarter. It was a dominant quarter where King had 11 and Morgan had 7, and that just set the stage nicely for the rest of the game.
Things were good for the Bedford Bulldogs in this one. That nice 21-point cushion in that first quarter really paved the way for the rest of the game. Well, wanted to take a quick moment and thank our broadcast team here, Harry Kozlowski, Bill Jennings, and Colleen Richardson for bringing the game to you on radio as well as TV. Thank you to our audience for listening, and thank you, of course, to the fans and the players for letting us be a part of the game here tonight. Again, the Bulldogs winners over the Merrimack Tomahawks, 63-45. You have been listening to and watching Bedford Bulldog basketball on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.